Good morning students. Welcome back to today's online class. So last class we will learn about economic biology in plants. So today we are going to start the new topic, that is environmental science, unit 24, environmental science. So students, first you all know about what is environment. You all know environment. What is environment? Environment means surroundings. Environment means surroundings. So what is environmental science? It is the study of living and non-living organisms relation to their surroundings. That is called environmental science. So what is environmental science? Environmental science is the study of living and non-living organism, that is relation to their surroundings. So we all know in the environment many natural resources are there. So either it is living organisms or non-living organism. So the elements in the environment are continuously changes and transformation is taken place. So that Helen Keller told one verse, that is natural resource has the power to renew and refresh. Natural resource has the power to renew and refresh. So in the environment, both living and non-living organisms are there. So many changes are taken place in the environment. See, the living organism, they are depend upon their habitat. Due to the habitat, based on the habitat, their adaptations are changed. So there is change in the ecosystem. For example, we all know the fish only they can live in the water. So based on the habitat, the fish body is changed. That is the morphological characters, the physiological characters and the reproductive characters are changed based on the ecosystem. So there is changes is taken place in the environment. So first we are going, in this chapter, we are going to learn about the biogeochemical cycle, adaptation in plants and animals, and water conservation and recycling of water. See, today we are going to learn about biogeochemical cycle. First we are going to learn about biogeochemical cycle. First, what is the meaning of bio? Bio means life. Bio means life. Geo means earth. Bio means life. Geo means earth. There is changes. Many changes is taken place between the living organism and the non-living organism. Here, biogeochemical cycle. Bio means life. Geo means earth. See, first we are going to learn about what is biosphere. Biosphere is the part of earth where life exists. Biosphere is the part of earth where life exists. The biosphere, it consists of, it is a part of earth where life exists. So it consists of both living and non-living organism. It can be classified into two types. It can be classified into two types. They are biotic factors and abiotic factors. It consists of two factors. They are biotic factors and abiotic factors. See, biotic factors, it consists of all the living organisms. Living organisms. So the living organisms such as plants, animals and all other living organisms comes under biotic factors. So abiotic factors consist of non-living things. Non-living things. The non-living things such as sun, light, temperature, wind, soil, these all comes under abiotic factors. See, it has the ability to affect the living organism. See, it is affect this non-living organism affect the living organism that is not able to survive or reproduce. So abiotic factors affect the living organism. So biosphere consists of two factors. They are biotic factors and abiotic factors. Biotic factors includes all the living organisms such as plants, animals and all other living organisms. Abiotic factors includes all the non-living organisms, non-living things such as sun, light, temperature, wind, soil, sand, etc. So these are comes under abiotic factors. Now we can see about what is biogeochemical cycle. So there is what is biogeochemical cycle? See, the cyclic flow of nutrients between the living and non-living organisms are called biogeochemical cycle. What is the definition for biogeochemical cycle? The cyclic flow of elements between the living organism and the non-living organisms are called biogeochemical cycle. So we all know, say, first the producer. Say producer. See what are producer? All the green plants comes under producer. So the green plants, they can prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis. See, for photosynthesis, they are getting light energy from the sun and the nutrients from the soil, nutrients and water. Nutrients and water, they are absorbed from the soil, and the green pigment, that is chlorophyll that is present in the leaves of the plant. So with the help of that, so and carbon dioxide, it is present in the atmosphere. So they are absorbing carbon dioxide, they are getting light energy from the sun and getting water from the soil, and in the presence of chlorophyll, that is the green pigment present in the leaves. With the help of this, they are preparing the own food, carbohydrates, by the process of photosynthesis, and it can be the food energy that can be transferred to the next trophic level. So producer, they are preparing the own food. See, now the producer, the next trophic level is herbivores. These are plant eating animals. They are depending upon the plants for their food. So they are eating the plant. Now the food energy is transferred to the second trophic level, that to herbivores. Then it is transferred to primary consumer. Then the food energy is transferred to decomposers. Carnivores. Then the carnivores, after the death of the carnivores, the decomposers decompose the dead matters and the nutrients. So the decomposers are bacteria and fungi. So it can be decomposes the dead matter. Now the nutrients are entered, again it is entered into the soil. Again the producer, they are taking water and nutrients from the soil and from the sunlight. They are getting the light energy from the atmosphere. They are absorbing the carbon dioxide and the green pigment that is present in the leaf of the plant. With the help of that, they are producing the own food by the process of photosynthesis. Again the food energy, it can be transferred to herbivores, then to consumers, then carnivores, and then decomposition is taken place. Again the nutrients. There is the cyclic flow of energy between the living organism and the non-living organism. That process, that cycle is called biogeochemical cycle. Here you can see the producer, herbivores, primary consumers, carnivores are living organism. Here sun, carbon dioxide, here everything non-living organism. That is the cyclic flow of energy between the living organisms and the non-living organisms are called biogeochemical cycle. So this is called biogeochemical cycle. So the biogeochemical cycle can be classified into three types. There are three types of biogeochemical cycles are there. They are water cycle, nitrogen cycle and carbon cycle. So three types of biogeochemicals are there. They are water cycle, nitrogen cycle and carbon cycle. Today we are going to see about the first one, that is water cycle. See, the water cycle, it is otherwise called hydrological cycle. Water cycle, it is otherwise called hydrological cycle. It is the process of continuous flow of water in the environment is called water cycle. We all know the water there is the movement of water, the continuous movement of water, the environment is called water cycle or hydrological cycle. So there is the continuous movement of water from one reservoir to another reservoir. This is the process taken in the environment. There is the continuous flow of or movement of water from one reservoir to another reservoir. It is taken place by the process of there is the continuous flow of water from one reservoir to another reservoir. It is taken place by the process of evaporation, sublimation, transpiration, condensation, precipitation, then surface runoff, infiltration and percolation. So in the environment there is continuous movement of water from one reservoir to another reservoir by taking the process of evaporation, sublimation, transpiration, condensation, precipitation, runoff, infiltration and percolation. So here the movement of water taken place in three states, that is either in solid state, liquid state and gaseous state. First one is evaporation. What is evaporation means? Here the movement of water, that is the liquid, it can be transformed into gaseous state. See here, liquid, it can be changes into gaseous state. So that process is called evaporation. That we all know, on the surface of the water bodies, the water may get evaporate, vaporization, it is taken place. Say, due to temperature, the liquid can be, the water can be evaporates in the form of water vapor. That is, the liquid, it can be changes into gaseous state. That process is called evaporation. So before reaching the boiling point, the liquid, it can be transferred into gaseous state. That form is called evaporation. See, evaporation, it is taken place in the surface of the water body, from all the surfaces, from the pond, seas. See, on the surface of the water bodies, the water may get evaporates. The liquid that can be transformed into, changes into vapors. That is called evaporation. Next one is sublimation. See, sublimation, here the solid state is changed into gaseous state. The solid state is changes into gaseous state. See, we all know from the ice caps, the glaciers. See, the high mountains and the temperature is very low, so the water, it is in the form of solid. Solid means it is in the form of ice cubes or glaciers. See, from this, due to the high temperature, the solid may get change into gaseous state. That is called sublimation. Next one is transpiration. What is transpiration means? You all know already, you have learned, last chapter you have learned what is transpiration. So the transpiration, that is the evaporation of excess water from the aerial parts of the plants. So the plants, so they can absorb the water from the soil and it can reaches to the aerial parts. Some amount of water they can utilize for the life processes, and the remaining excess water, it can be evaporates through the surface of the leaves. So there is tiny pores present on the leaves. Through these pores, the water may get evaporates. That is called transpiration. Next one is condensation. It is the reverse process of vaporization, evaporation. That is, the gas, it is changes into solid state. The gas, it is changes into solid state. So the water vapor present in the atmosphere, so due to temperature, it can be cool and it can be form a tiny droplets. The small droplets it can form. These tiny droplets are come together and form a cloud or fog. So it can be the gaseous state, it can transform into solid state. That process is called condensation. Next one is precipitation. Now the water may get condensed and form a clouds or fog. So next process is precipitation. What is precipitation means? See, when the cloud get cools, see the clouds, it can be changed into liquid form, and small droplets of water, it can be come to the earth in the form of rain, drizzle or snow or hail. So the water may get, the cloud may get, due to cool, see, form a droplet. These water droplets are come to, again it is reaches to the earth in the form of rain, drizzle, snow or hail. So again the water, it can come to the earth. Say next process is runoff. The water, when the rain is falling, the water may get runoff on the surface of the earth. See, it can run off and finally it can reach to the channel, lakes, rivers, and last it can end into the sea or ocean. So that is runoff. Next one is infiltration. Some water get filtered into the soil, deep into the soil, and it can increases the groundwater level. It can increases the groundwater level. So it can filter into the soil. So penetrate into the soil, deep into the soil, and it can increases the groundwater level. Next one, percolation. What is percolation means? Here some water, it can reach to deep into the soil through the fractured rocks. Porous or fractured rocks. That type of transformation of water is called percolation. This infiltration and percolation are same process only, but the movement of water only different. It is infiltration means the movement of water. It can penetrate through the soil and reach deep into the soil, and it increases the groundwater level. Percolation means it can the water can penetrate through the porous or fractured rocks. That is called percolation. So by these processes, there is continuous movement of water taken place in the environment. That type of movement of water is called water cycle. So water cycle, it is otherwise called hydrological cycle. There is continuous movement of water in the environment, it is taken place by the process of evaporation, sublimation, transpiration, condensation, precipitation, runoff, infiltration and percolation. So sublimation, here the liquid state, it can be changes into gaseous state. Sublimation, solid state, it can be changes into gaseous state. And transpiration means the excess of water, it can be evaporate in the form of water vapor from the aerial parts of the plant. Condensation, the gaseous state, it can be changed into solid state. Then precipitation, the condensed water may get cool and it can be fall as rain, snow, drizzle, hail, etc. Then runoff, after the rainfall, the water may get run off on the surface of the body and reach to the rivers, lakes, channels, etc. And finally it is sent into the sea or ocean. Then infiltration, this is the process. The water may get penetrate into the soil and enter into the deep soil, and it increases the underground water level. Percolation means the water may get the movement of water through the porous or fractured rocks are called percolation. So these are the process of water cycle. Next one is human effect of water cycle. So we all know that there is continuous movement of water in the environment, but some human impact are there. So it will affect the water bodies. What are the human impacts? Such as urbanization, so dumping of plastic waste in the land, on the lands as well as in the water bodies, and pollution of water. These are the human activities that can contaminate the water. So today we have learned about environmental science. So what is environmental science? It is the study of living and non-living organism relationship to the surroundings. Then biogeochemical cycle. What is biogeochemical cycle? So the cyclic flow of energy or elements between the living and non-living organisms are called biogeochemical cycle. So biosphere. What is biosphere? Biosphere is the part of Earth where life exists. It consists of two factors. They are biotic factors and abiotic factors. Biotic factors includes all the living organisms such as plants, animals and all other living organisms. Abiotic factors includes all the non-living things such as sun, temperature, light, energy, soil, water, etc. These affect the living organism to survive and reproduce in the environment. Then we studied about water cycle. It is otherwise called hydrological cycle. So there is continuous movement in the continuous movement of water in the earth, that is taken place by the process of evaporation, sublimation, transpiration, condensation, precipitation, runoff, infiltration and percolation. So today one type of biogeochemical cycle we have learned, that is water cycle. Next class we can learn about nitrogen cycle. So students, now you can take your textbook and mark the questions. Take page number 300. First, Roman letter 1, choose the correct answer. First one, all the factors of biosphere which affect the ability of organism to survive and reproduce are called as abiotic factors. The answer is abiotic factors. Then second one, the ice sheets from the north and south poles and the ice caps on the mountains get converted into water vapor through the process of sublimation. Sublimation. The answer is sublimation. Then Roman letter 5. Answer briefly. First question. What are the two factors of biosphere? That one in page number 290. Take page number 290. Say in that biogeochemical cycle. Under that that one, second para. The 2 points are there now. That one. Biotic or living factors which include plants, animals and all other living organisms. Second one, abiotic or non-living factors which include all factors like temperature, pressure, water, soil, air and sunlight which affect the ability of organism to survive and reproduce. That 2 factors. Then Roman letter 6, answer in detail. Describe the processes involved in the water cycle. Describe the processes involved in the water cycle. That is in page number 291. Water cycle, under that heading. First, water cycle or hydrological cycle is the continuous movement of water on earth. In this process, water moves from one reservoir to another reservoir by process such as evaporation, sublimation, transpiration, condensation, precipitation, surface runoff and infiltration. Up to that, then last 2 line no need. Then evaporation. Evaporation, from that to up to percolation. Percolation. Some of the precipitated water flows through soil or porous or fractured rocks. Up to that. Up to that. Then take page number 290. Write the question. Define biogeochemical cycle. Define biogeochemical cycle. That one, under that biogeochemical cycle, under that heading, last para, last 4 lines. Cyclic flow of nutrients between non-living and living factors of the environment are termed as biogeochemical cycles. Cyclic flow of nutrients between non-living and living factors of the environment are termed as biogeochemical cycle. That is the definition for biogeochemical cycle. So students, you can learn this. What are the questions you come up? That the process of water cycle, the detailed answer is very important. Study well and write and see. Thank you students.